I cannot believe I have the camera in front of my face right now. This is so weird, but like it feels good. You know what I mean? I am here for it. Hi friends, what's up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tommy, and I used to make videos all about Disney and my Disney college program. That chapter in my life has since closed. I loved every second of it though, but that's what today's video is kind of going to be about, is the whole life update everyone has been waiting for, which includes why I left Disney, am I going back to Disney, my job with Universal, my new job with Universal, just everything that is been going on the past few months. I also really want to get back to YouTube. I just really think that it's something that I love doing. I just hope that this whole update video like sparks something within me to keep making videos again. Let's just get right on into the video today. I don't want to make it too long because there's a lot I just want to talk about, and hopefully I just get it all out and just leave it at that. So first I'm going to talk about the thing that I feel like a lot of people want to know, which is why I self-termed from my Disney college program. Before I say any of this, I just want to preface that this has been nothing to do with Disney. Nothing happened with Disney. No tea. So if you're looking for tea, there's no tea. I do want to go back to Disney. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about that. There's nothing bad that happened between Disney and I. So I just want to get that out of the way, but I'm going to go into what did happen. So to share a little background, I was on my college program from June of 2021. I was the very first arrival day on June 15th. First ever group of people that were on the DCP, and I was a part of that. First ever group to live in Flamingo Crossings, I was part of that. So just to put that out of the way, that is like just something to keep in mind. I was in Magic Kingdom parking. Well, first I was in Magic Kingdom custodial, then I got recast to Magic Kingdom parking, so I was in the parking lot, and then I got cross-trained into the Auto Plaza at Magic Kingdom, which is where you pay for parking. So I really have, like, I loved my program, and a lot of people are like, yeah, like you quit, so like why are you still talking about it? And just because I quit doesn't mean I didn't love my program any less, or it doesn't mean that I didn't love my time at Disney. It just means that I had another opportunity for me that was better suited for me. I really did love my program. I just wish that people sometimes didn't correlate self-terming with hating the DCP and hating Disney and hating working for Disney, because that's not the case for some people, including myself. On the program, I was in the parking lot from July to September, and then from September up until I self-termed, it was like I self-termed like on Halloween. It was like November 1st, like, and very end of October kind of area. I was in the Auto Plaza. So for those few months I was in the Auto Plaza, and then for the summer part of it I was in the parking lot. I was so excited to be in the Auto Plaza. I felt like that's really where a lot of guest interaction happens, because you are the first face that guests are seeing. And honestly, I loved the Auto Plaza. I really did love it. But as a CP, as a lot of you know, CPs get very long hours for, I don't like want to say little pay, but like, you know, compared to full-time, part-time, just the benefits are not there. The summary of it is that I just didn't want to be a CP anymore. Like that's pretty much it. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but another one of the reasons why I did leave the college program was because I was offered a job at Universal. So I kind of just applied for jobs like thinking that I could like, you know, have a place for after my program ended. But then I got offered it right away, so that is probably the biggest reason why I left my DCP. In the Auto Plaza, when you're standing 12 hours a day in a small tiny booth, it was just a lot on me mentally, and then I just didn't like being a CP, so I decided that it was time to end my program early. It was just becoming mentally taxing, but again, it's nothing that like Disney did. It was just like my own personal like brain, I guess. I just could not stay in a booth for 12 hours. So that's a little other part of the reason why. But I didn't quit because of that. I just quit because I just felt like I just felt like I needed to take a step, because my entire life I felt like I was restricting myself to just work for Disney, and I kind of started to like lose sight of like what else I wanted to do in the world, because it was all about Disney since I was like 12, 13 years old. It was all about working for Disney, and that was it. So I kind of put myself in the situation where I kind of felt stuck, because like I was working for Disney now, so like what's next? Like what do I do next? Like, because I haven't thought of anything else to do with my life. So I just felt like I had to take that step out of Disney in order to kind of like realize why Disney was where I wanted to go, and just, I don't know. My brain just worked that way. I just needed to get out and do something different. And I can wholeheartedly say that quitting my DCP to work for Universal was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Not because it's a better company, they're both very, very, very good companies. Like, I don't prefer one over the other because I love both, but just doing something different and in a role that like I've dreamt of doing was so good and healthy for me. So I guess that kind of leads me off to how I got my job with Universal. I started applying for jobs at Universal, and I had my interview for Universal September 15th, I want to say. I had it on the Magic Kingdom ferry. It was so funny because I forgot my interview was happening. So I had it on the Magic Kingdom ferry going into Magic Kingdom, and pretty much they offered me the role of attractions. And attractions is something that I've always wanted to do, but I never felt like I was good enough for it because like, I just always kind of, I never thought I would be like stern enough for it, if that makes sense. Attractions is all about safety and stuff, so like you have to like be able to, you know, just deal with a lot of upset guests as you do in any role, but I feel like attractions faces a big brunt force of the guests, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I just never thought I'd be able to do attractions, but here I am finally getting offered to do this role I never thought I could do, but now I got offered it. So like I have to take it, you know? So I was offered attractions at Revenge of the Mummy. And if you've been following my Disney Instagram for a little bit, you would already know this, but I was offered the Mummy, which is one of the most popular rides in the entire Universal Orlando Resort. It's an indoor roller coaster, so I got to work at a freaking roller coaster, which was amazing. So I termed for my program very end of October, and I started training for Mummy. I think it was like November 3rd or November 4th, so it wasn't very soon after. But I started training for Mummy, and I loved it. I loved it with a passion. But as a lot of you may know, Mummy was to be closing down January for refurbishment. So I only had about like November, December, like 2-ish months there. And I loved every second at the Mummy. I was making friends at work. I just loved my job. It was just amazing. One thing I will say is at Disney, you could be like in a spot for like 2 hours, but in attractions, the longest you're in a spot is like for an hour for closing. And then if you're not closing, you could be in a spot for 15 minutes and then 45 to 30 minutes if people are on breaks. But once breaks are over, it's 15-minute bumps. So like you're never bored. And I just thought that was something that would be great for me because I hate being bored. So just having 15-minute rotations where you get rotated out to your next spot was something that I was obsessed with. So overall, I just absolutely loved my time at Revenge of the Mummy. It was, I think it's probably my favorite job I've ever worked. So Revenge of the Mummy is closing. So of course the team at the Mummy is going to be displaced to new attractions, or you could be commissioning, which is pretty much where you, I don't want to say oversee, but like you are kind of just sitting there checking IDs of construction people, of vendors. You're kind of just sitting there on your phone, or like reading or something. You're kind of just hanging out there while construction is happening around you. So that was also an option. So you could either commission and help with like the reopening process, or you could go to another attraction. So I personally wanted to commission because I thought it'd be really cool to like see the back, like the back kind of scene of everything. I thought it would look really good on a future attractions resume because, you know, you're seeing an attraction commission. So I wanted to commission. And then pretty much commissioning did get paused for everyone who wanted to commission. So we had to be sent to new attractions. So to sum that up, I wanted to commissioning got delayed. I was sent over to Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. We did get to rank what attractions we wanted. So I put in Forbidden Journey because I have always loved that ride. I put on my list, it was Spider-Man, Hagrid's, and then Forbidden Journey. And I got FJ, which has been another one of the biggest blessings in my life. I love my job at the castle. So both of my experiences at Universal have literally been 100 out of 10. Everything about working for Universal has been like what I feel like was the best thing to ever happen to me in terms of like just where I needed to be. And I feel like I've learned so much about myself within this company. So I've been at Forbidden Journey for like about 2 months or so, I want to say now. I started training very beginning of January, and now it's like almost April, so like almost 3 months there. If you don't know what Forbidden Journey is, the way I explain it to guests is it's an intense flight simulator that moves you side to side and then on your back. But if you've been on it, you know how cool of a ride it is. It is actually an amazing attraction. It is so different from working at a roller coaster, which I really appreciate because I wanted to get like experience in another kind of attraction like that. So to have that on my resume too is something amazing that I will never take for granted. Hi guys, I know it's a different angle, but I just wanted to come on really quick because I was editing and I didn't really address the amount of appreciation and amount of love I have for working at this ride, because it's literally my biggest dream come true, because I get to work in the castle and be a Hogwarts student. Like, that is the biggest dream come true. And if you know anything about me, I am like the biggest Harry Potter fan. It is like the craziest thing that ever happened to me, like biggest dream come true. And the people, same thing about the Mummy, the people I've met at Forbidden Journey are some of the most like kind, hardworking humans I've ever met in my entire life. So I just feel like looking back, like when I was talking about Mummy, I didn't give enough love to Forbidden Journey, when I hold them like at the very same like love I've had for working for both of them. There's no like comparison between the two. There's not one that I loved more, because both of them equally have my heart just as much. So that brings me over to my next topic. So, about like a few days ago, I got a call from Revenge of the Mummy inviting me back to commission and then be on reopening team for the attraction. So that leaves me at a really weird place, because I love Forbidden Journey and I also love Mummy, and now I have to pick which one I want to go to. However, the good thing is that if I go to Mummy, I can keep my certification at Forbidden Journey and still work at Forbidden Journey pretty much whenever I have a day off or want to. I can pick up there. So it works out. I can still do both, but I don't know. So commissioning at Mummy will look like cycling the vehicles, just again making sure everything's going okay. And then come reopening date, end of summer, I'll be on that team actually like as an attractions attendant with guests, all that fun stuff. So I think it's a really cool opportunity to have that commissioning experience and then being able to be on the reopening team. Because if you work for any other venue, aka location at Universal, you have to put in like an internal application to work at Mummy to get reopening team. So the fact that I'm already being offered it is something amazing. So I guess with that being said, I have chosen to go back to Mummy. I start training for commissioning on, I think not next week, but the week after that, and then I have all Forbidden Journey shifts. So I'm at Forbidden Journey for like another solid like 2.5 weeks before like I'm in Mummy, like, you know, full hours, whatever. But again, I can pick up whenever I want at Forbidden Journey. So I guess that leaves me to my next thing I want to talk about, which is Disney. Am I going back to Disney? The answer is I want to. My rehire status lifts on April 31st, I think the casting person said on the phone. So it should lift April 31st. And yes, I want to go back. I want to do part-time at both Universal and Disney. However, this is going to be my my third time working at Disney World. No, this is gonna be my fourth time working at Disney World. So I want to stay. I don't want to have to go through this again. Like, I don't want to have to deal with leaving or something or whatever. So I'm gonna be a little bit pickier with like what I want to do there. So I would love to do merchandise again. That's my probably top role for it. So I would want to do attractions, merchandise, children's activities, front desk, photo pass, convention guide. So like I have I'm not like one role, you know, like I have a few that I would do, but I am gonna be a little bit pickier so I actually stay with the company and, you know, just can be there for a long time. Okay, what else is new? I guess I'll talk about my new apartment. So I live with Cece and Amanda. Amanda was my roommate on my college program, and then Cece is just one of my best friends I've had since like 2019. So I'm living with them. We are in old DCP housing because now it's like rented out to like normal people, I guess. So I live at one of the old DCP housing complexes. And like, I guess that's it. I guess that's like been the life update. Like, there's not really much else to talk about. Like, I mean, I do plan on staying in Orlando, like, knock on wood. I don't know. I guess that's kind of it. So I guess to sum it up, I self-turned because I wasn't happy. I went to Universal, worked at Mummy, then to Forbidden Journey, then I'm going back to Mummy, and I live at Chatham Square. And I guess that's it. But if you guys have any questions about anything, or if you guys have any video ideas for me, feel free to comment down below. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!